Welcome to the Coaching Chapters, where I dive into books that inspire, challenge, and help us grow. I'm Beenish Mirza, the founder of the Coaching Chapters here, and I host a number of book clubs. I'm passionate about self-development, mindset shifts, and deep, honest conversations. In each book review, I'll break down key insights, share my favorite quotes, and explore how you can apply the lessons to your daily life. If you're on a journey of growth and self-transformation, you're in the right place. So let's get started with today's book. This month's book that I'm diving into is Coach Yourself by Helen Tupper and Sarah Ellis. I actually first came across both of them early on in my corporate career when they came out with their first book called The Squiggly Careers. And I really love that. That book, if you haven't read into it, look into it. It's called Squiggly Careers. And it really helps navigate moving from one role to another and how it doesn't have to be in a linear direction. But anyway, that's a separate book. The book I really want to call out is their book that came out a couple of years ago, and it's Coach Yourself. In this book, you find a lot of inspiration, a lot of practical tools, actionable advice. It's got lovely imagery and quotes throughout, and it's structured over 8 key chapters. So the first chapter is really looking at your mindset, looking at that growth versus fixed mindset, and it's helping you around that self-coaching element. How can you help shift your own perspectives and your deep and more productive ways of looking at things, keeping things coach-led towards that personal growth. The next chapter is on the resilience piece of it, that bounce back ability. How are you dealing with setbacks and building a more resilient toolbox for yourself to help navigate challenges ahead of you that you're aware of and challenges that you cannot predict are going to come your way. Straight after that, we go into time management. Time management, lots of practical strategies for managing, prioritizing, and making time for what really matters. I really loved the next chapter on self-belief. So self-belief was really looking at identifying and overcoming self-doubt and your own limiting beliefs. And then it has a really nice segue into relationships and conflict resolution. This is the part that obviously I've done a lot of coaching on, and I think it's important that everyone should have some form of coaching on this. It's essential not only in a personal setting, but also in your professional relationships. It's really about learning how to repair difficult relationships, learning how to communicate, and adapting your own style. So that particular chapter I loved. The next chapter they actually run into is on progression. And what I loved about the progression piece is actually putting it into perspective and thinking, okay, what does this mean for me? What other things am I now going to do with all this wonderful information, all these skills I've learned? And really then linking into their next chapter on purpose at work is aligning now, how am I going to progress into something that is really truly beneficial and what matters to me, what I want to be doing. It ends with a chapter on lessons from experts, and this was such a wonderful series of little gems. It's got insights into people across different industries who have built meaningful, successful careers. And what I really loved about this part of it was just how interactive the book is as well. It's packed full of exercises, thought-provoking questions, and real-life examples. So it's kind of like you are working on this pathway as you go through this book. You're definitely doing a number of activities. You're imagining things, you're writing things down, and they're really practical and quite short and fun to do. It's a bit like a little mini retreat for yourself. As a learning specialist, as an ICF coach, as an emotional intelligence coach, I believe everyone, regardless of industry, should have access to the book. It's so easy to read. Even if you're not into reading, it's great to think about yourself and do that bit of a personal audit on where you are and where you want to be. This book is so invaluable. I would highly, highly recommend it. 5 full stars from me. One of my key takeaways from the book that I absolutely loved was around building a strong career community for yourself, creating those sponsors, and engaging with your network and networking intentionally, having that intent. And it can be a real genuine intent as to why you want to meet and and maintain that relationship with a particular person. And with this encouragement of having those intentional conversations, it really helps you drive and move forward where you want to be and challenge yourself with people who can support you and elevate you towards your goals. Another key take I really liked was, in linking in with it, was actually the actively maintaining relationships. You can't just form them, but it's around staying engaged, being present, and keeping that connection conversation alive. How to then use that to help you navigate the difficulties and increasing yourself with that empathy and emotional intelligence and sort of deepening those connections and the relationships. I really like that, and that's something I really want to be trying to do more of, is that depth in my networking. The emphasis on how you show up in the book is really great, actually, because it's so powerful to really reflect on how other people are perceiving you and how effective you are showing up. I meet a lot of people who have amazing skills, amazing talents, amazing education, but actually the bit they are still struggling on and still trying to navigate and find out is, how do they show up in different scenarios? How are people viewing them? How are they being perceived? And how do they actually want to be perceived? One of the most interesting tools in the book is around shapes model, which helps you identify what your shape is. And it really just makes it so simple to understand, what your own awareness of what your gaps are, your improvement opportunities around your communication, and fostering a genuine human connection. What else do you need to do to move from one shape to another? How can you adapt to mirror the other person's shape and where they want to be, and how you can help that towards fulfilling your own personal development and your own career progression. One of my favorite quotes from the book, and the book has a lot, so if you're a quote lover like me, you will be obsessed moving from one chapter to another. But one of my quotes that I really loved was, "Being curiosity-led brings a kind of courage." And I love this because it speaks to the heart of growth and exploration. It really embraces curiosity and trying new things and being okay with failure and continuously learn and just be courageous enough to activate that deep level curiosity and asking questions. And particularly in my past professions, when I was an auditor and I spent a lot of time in audit, and I had the luxury of being able to just go into a business area, speak to stakeholders and not know about that particular area, but have the skill set of risk and control and audit to come up with my own critical thinking. That really gave me the encouragement to just be okay to ask questions. It's okay if you don't know. And actually I'm really appreciating what those sort of life skills, work skills taught me, because I am now trying to put that into practice in my own career now, where I am at with my own business and my own coaching, to think actually it's okay to not know, it's okay to fail, and it's okay to keep moving. And that particular quote, that area of the book really helps you embrace both the fact that we can open doors and open opportunities, and we just have no idea what is ahead of us if we just keep trying and keep being curious with that courage. So I know in coaching we talk a lot about the 3 C's, and this is really touching on that 3 C's of curiosity, courage, and compassion. So overall, for me, this is something I think everyone should read. And if you're starting off in your coaching journey, if you're new to coaching or navigating your coaching career, or you feel you're quite seasoned but need a bit of a refresher, I think this is great for coaches, but also for individuals who maybe don't have the accessibility to coaches directly, or find coaching relationships quite expensive to tap into. I think this is a great way to start off by coaching yourself, and I think that's exactly what the authors had in mind. It's making coaching accessible to all, which I'm very passionate about in the work I do as well. Enjoy!